Day 19 in the series of buying my reseller warehouse, and we are getting ready for the movers who are going to come tomorrow. We had a little bit of a delay because of the big storm that came through. I'm sure any of you that live on the East Coast of the United States, you experienced this with us. Luckily here in Charlotte, we just got a little dusting of sleet, maybe a quarter of an inch of sleet. The freezing rain that everyone was worried about never panned out, for us at least, and so we didn't lose power, which was great. But we did lose some time here on the project. So Sunday was kind of a scratch day for us. Nothing got done, although I did work at home on things like editing videos for this series. And then this morning, trying to make sure that the ice melted. I waited until later in the afternoon to come out. Got a call from one of my employees, Shannon. She wanted to come over here and make sure that all the computer stuff was set up so they'd be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So she just left a few minutes ago, and I wanted to film just a little bit here in the new building before I go over to the old warehouse in order to prep it for movers. So here was one thing that was kind of important to me in getting this all set up. Talked about this earlier about the computers, but let me just kind of show you. This is some of the tech we brought with us that I will not be using in the new space, including what is probably like a, I don't know, 10-year-old laptop we were using, Windows Pro 8. And this one here was one that my daughter got during COVID. It's kind of halfway broken. You know, I've always kind of been bad. My wife's given me a hard time about using really junky old laptops and stuff. And so, but there is a rhyme to the reason. And I want to come over here and kind of show it to you. So I mentioned this a few times, but this is not the permanent setup. It is the wall that we will have, but these workstations will be spread all the way out. We just got some, you know, plastic tables going on. But Anthony at PC Paramedic got me set up, and we have the 4 workstations. They're all juiced and ready to go. And tomorrow, my employees will be here shipping while I am over at the old building meeting the movers and getting that started. But one of the reasons why I wanted to start over was because I also wanted to, you know, kind of like do it the right way. So for example, what we did on each of these computers is I created a generic, well, I already had really a generic Gmail account that all of them could be logged into. So anything that I need to share or that we need to share between them can be on that Gmail account. And that way none of my personal information is there. And the same thing with passwords. You know, the way I used to do it, I had a password program, and you know, yes, I could log into that and input the passwords for the things we need to get into, but it also had lots of other passwords that, you know, probably there's no reason to let sit on a work computer. So in this new setup, every computer has only the passwords that it needs to have, and none of them are actually saved to the computer. So if anything happens remotely, I could change the password, disconnect it, whatever, and none of the information would be still saved here as far as passwords. And the same thing is for sharing files. We use Dropbox, and so I've been using Dropbox for like, I don't know, maybe 15 years. It's been a long time. Whenever Dropbox came out, I think I was like user number 3 or something. It feels like I've used them for so long. And so I created, well, I already had an old account that I wasn't really using, that it was like a free account. So I went ahead and paid to upgrade the account. And now all of them have the same shared Dropbox account. And again, nothing on that account is personal. All of it is just pictures of, you know, stuff we're trying to sell. Nothing, you know, that I wouldn't want people to see. So that's great. Again, doesn't look good at all, but that's okay. And then things like this, Shannon was setting up tables. We're kind of getting ready for tomorrow. So right now we've got over 200 orders that need to get packed tomorrow. And our stuff goes pretty fast because we have this SKU system and we can pick and pull pretty fast, but still that's a lot. Unfortunately, we also are a little low on our padded mailers. We have different sizes, and a lot of the patches can go in really small padded mailers, but all we have left right now are some of the larger sizes, like a 12 by 14, and then this larger eBay size one that a lot of you resellers will be very familiar with. We have this large padded mailer. So until the smaller ones get off the truck tomorrow, we'll just go with those and try to make it happen. So it's going to be a big day of shipping tomorrow, but that's not going to be a problem. I also have to get on the USPS website and schedule to have our pickup start here at the new location. That's one thing that we've kind of depended on in the business, is not going to the post office ever if we can help it. It's not always possible because sometimes our pickup would come later or earlier, and we'd still have some stuff that needed to get scanned in because we are a top-rated seller and enjoy that little bump in the search that we get from that. And so we try to make sure that we hit that one-day shipping quota. And so, yeah, tomorrow's going to be kind of rough because we don't have a pickup, so we're going to be going to the post office, probably using those little stations they have, and we'll scan it all in by hand, beep, 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 one by one. But we'll make it work. So, all right, I got to get over to the other building and get ready for these movers. My last day back in the original warehouse. I've got to take down these shelves, as you might remember from an earlier day. That's the only thing that I have left is these sort of closet-made style shelves that are up there. I also need to attach some more zip ties like you can kind of see here. Just getting these pinched together so when the guys do move these, we want this to stay together as one solid piece just to make it easy so we don't have to take everything apart. So I've got a whole bunch of zip ties I got from Amazon. I'll run around and do that. And then the other thing to do is just to go through the building and basically mark everything as to where it needs to go. You know, we have this color-coded system, and so by going to the hallway here and kind of look in these rooms, I'm basically just going to audit everything in here and make sure that it all has a color sticker on it, it's all ready to go. And then I have to update kind of like a master map of where everything goes. So it's almost like I have to give them the code, you know, like red goes here, pink goes here, blue goes here, and make sure that's all good. I'll probably also go ahead and take down all of this small stuff that's on the wall. I'll take these pieces down, this little stuff here. So just kind of going through every room and making sure it's 100% ready to go for tomorrow. Okay, coming to the end, I've spent the last couple of hours taking apart all the shelves that are in this back part of the building. I've also been up in the front tagging some more boxes, especially my collection items. A few things I went ahead and put in the back of my van. One thing was trash cans. That's not very fragile, but we do need trash cans at the new place, so I'll drop those off tomorrow morning. And then I had some frames and stuff that I just was like, I don't quite trust this to the movers in case anything gets broken, so I put those in the back of my car as well. But just kind of give you the picture here, we got all of this shelving down. I got a couple pieces I can't quite reach. I might see if the movers can help me with that. Oh, and then I forgot a piece right here. So I got a little bit to do in the morning. They're coming at 9 o'clock in the morning, and so I will try to get over here earlier than that. It looks like the weather's going to cooperate. We're also having, I think it's called remote learning, asynchronous, sort of a throwback to back there in the pandemic when the kids did all their online classes. But so that's what my son's going to be doing tomorrow, which helps me out a lot because my wife is taking our daughter to the airport in Atlanta, so she'll be gone all day and spending the night. And my son, I'll kind of be in charge of him, but now he's just going to have asynchronous classes, so it's going to make things a lot easier for me. Things just work out that way sometimes. But anyways, this is kind of a wrap as far as over here. Everything that's here, I'll probably film tomorrow. Maybe I'll come over here if I'm able to and film, you know, in this what will become an echoey room of this warehouse. And then we'll just have to tidy things up. This is the week that I will, you know, virtually hand the keys over to my landlord that I've never met. I'm not sure what he would want me to do. I'll leave the keys under the doormat or something. We'll see. I'll communicate with him and make sure that all goes kosher. But yeah, this is feels a little bit like the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new one. So I'm not really, you know, sad or that nostalgic. This was a good space. You know, one of the things I'm not sure I mentioned, because you've seen some of this stuff in the background and been like, whoa, what's going on there? This used to be all the way from front to back. This was all office space. And so now you can kind of see that, like, this was the break room right here where you had some shelves and stuff. And over there you had some shelves as well. And if you look on the ground, you can actually see this was the outline of where the walls were. And so this was the heating and air unit for the back part of this building. And when the previous landlord, who was the owner, when he decided to rip all this out and kind of make it into more of a flex space, he added that door. So that door is really pretty new, rolls up real well. And he just decided to disconnect this altogether since he had taken out all of this stuff. So this is, I guess it's serviceable if somebody ever wanted to try to turn it back on, but obviously doesn't work. So That's fine. Yeah. Little nostalgic, but you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in the new space, and I'm real happy that tomorrow all my employees will be there cranking out the listings, getting the shipping done, and we'll get all this moved over. So I've never done this in my life. I've never hired movers where they come and pick everything up and do it for you. So this will be a first. Oh man. All right. There is a playlist. You can go back and watch all of the days of this series. We're going to do 30 days of buying my reseller warehouse. Jason Spangler. I go by SanteeSwapper on eBay.